One of the things I enjoy making the most right now are these acrylic arrangements. What is an acrylic arrangement? What is an acrylic arrangement? It's acrylic poured in a glass vase so it looks like water and it hardens. So it makes arrangements look like fresh flowers. And if it's going to make it look like fresh flowers, then we need to use flowers that look fresh, that look realistic, because that's what pulls the whole look off. You know, if you use the acrylic water and then you start using fanciful flowers, things that aren't really growing in nature, to me, it doesn't translate properly. So with that in mind, I've got some flowers here that I've pulled that are all very realistic in nature, and it's not realistic to West Texas because these are tropicals. But I'm mixing some tropicals and some succulent pieces together to create a water arrangement. So I'm going to start out with this, what we know as Sansevieria, or common name mother-in-law's tongue. So I'm just going to put that in there. These are like a red hot poker. I have already pre-cut these. This is some type of cactus, and it's a real plant. And when you start putting things in here, it takes a second. This Sansevieria is not going to be leaning, but I've got to get more product in the glass before it'll start standing up straight. And then once I get everything in, then I pour my acrylic, and it has about 48 hours of drying time before it really sets up good. And again, I just have to kind of get all my flowers in there and then start. Sometimes I will take tape and make a grid across there until it sets up and then pull the tape away. But that's an extra step that I don't always like to do, but sometimes it's needful. And the other thing I try to do is get those stems all the way down to the bottom of the vase. You know, I'm just going to show you, for instance, if I put that in right there, I may like the height of it, but because I've already cut it, I pour my water or my acrylic, and now that's not down in there. So you've got to make sure that they land on the bottom of the vase. And I like to cluster things. I think it makes more of an impact. So you'll see I've clustered this pincushion protea. So there's 3 of them there. And then I've clustered the larger protea, 2 of them over here, and then brought a single one there. And once I pour my acrylic and it sets, then I can come back and shape this some if I want to try to pull some things out. But anyway, that's just an example of a tropical water arrangement. And then we do, you know, more garden type arrangements too. There's one that's complete and it's already set. And we've used lilies and hydrangeas and dahlias, some seeded eucalyptus, peonies, tulips. So that's another direction, another look of these acrylic arrangements. So if you have need for something like that, you like fresh flowers but you don't want to purchase fresh flowers continually, do something like this and put it in place of those fresh flowers. And if you have a glass vase you would like for me to use, bring it in. Just know that once we pour acrylic into that vase, it's there, it's permanent. So don't think you can bring in a beautiful Waterford crystal piece and then take it out one day, because that will not come out once it's poured. But I would love to make one for you, so come in and let us help you choose flowers. And I'll say this last thing. My opinion is, if you were purchasing fresh flowers for your home, because they're natural in color, any color works in your home setting. I think it doesn't have to match your room to be beautiful. And so consider that when you're purchasing realistic faux botanicals, that they don't have to exactly match the room to be beautiful in the room. And sometimes I think it even makes people think, oh, that's fresh flowers sitting there, and it's not. So you faked them out by being so realistic in your choosing of your florals and it's as fake as it can be, but it can look very realistic. So come into Stems, and I would love to visit with you and create an arrangement just for you. And we're right here on 82nd and Quaker in the Village Shopping Center, right here in Lubbock, Texas.